Hey guys, in a separate video, I asked you guys to ask me some questions that I could answer for you guys, and you guys delivered. I had over 600 comments. I got a bunch of the same questions being asked over and over again, but in total I got about 130 different questions. So I'm going to answer them as fast and as effectively as I possibly can for you guys. I'm assuming this is going to be a long video, so I'm going to answer the top 5 questions that I got asked the most right away. Then for the other ones, I'm going to put them into separate categories, answer them as best I can. So let's just jump into this and get started. Number 1. How many Nerf guns do you have? Good question. I have just over 100 Nerf blasters and melee weapons, and then I got about 10 to 15 broken blasters as well that I need to fix. So I got about 100 to about 115. What is your favorite Nerf gun? This guy right here, big bad bow. I think my mom bought a whole bunch for my family when I was about 6. I think she bought about 10 of them. She found a whole bunch on sale. Ever since, this has still been my favorite blaster, and I wish they still made them because I'd buy a ton of them if they did. How do you have enough money for so many Nerf guns? Okay, so I am 22 and I've had either a part-time job or a full-time job since I was 15, so I have been working for 7 years. I've had a job at all times, and so it just saved my money to buy them. As well, this is actually, being a YouTuber is actually my full-time job now. YouTubers make money off of ad revenue through people watching their videos, so I make money that way, and then I can buy more Nerf guns. When is Nerf Gun Game 3 coming out? I am planning to release it at the end of April or the beginning of May, hopefully sooner than later. Are you going to do Nerf meets Call of Duty Zombies? And the answer to that is absolutely. It is actually the video I am most excited to make and the one I'm putting the most amount of energy, time, and money into. My goal is to make it as close to the actual Call of Duty Zombies as possible. So there's going to be perks like Juggernog, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, and there's going to be a Pack-a-Punch, and there's going to be a storyline, and hopefully 4 different characters to it, and most of it will be actually in first person. I want it to be epic and a ton of fun. So yes, I am doing it. My goal is to shoot it at the beginning of the summer and have it released at the end of the summer. No promises, but I will do it to the best of my ability. I can promise you that. Okay, the next category for questions is my start or my story to how I started becoming a YouTuber and how I got all my Nerf guns. First one is, what was your first or oldest Nerf gun or blasters? I already answered that. It was the big bad bow, and my mom got about 10 to 12 of them on a super good deal on sale. So she bought a ton of them when I was about 6 years old, and she actually found another sale later on. From the time until I was about 6 until I was about 16, we had about an average of 10 big bad bows in my house, and that is what we used for most of our Nerf wars. Why and when did you start YouTube? I started YouTube when I was 15. I've always wanted to be a filmmaker since I was young. Ever since I watched Star Wars when I was younger, and then when I grew up later, I watched Lord of the Rings. Both of those trilogies inspired me and made me want to become a filmmaker. As soon as YouTube came out, I started watching YouTube videos, and I was like, well, I want to make videos, and I think this is a great way to get my content out there. So I've just loved YouTube since it started, and I thought it would be a great way to start making videos. Why did you want to become a YouTuber? Probably got inspired by other YouTubers. I saw what they were doing and the content they were creating, and I said, I want to make that too. Why Nerf? So again, my mom bought a whole bunch of Nerf guns when I was younger, and we would play with those relentlessly for hours at a time, sometimes 3 or 4 hours. Some of the Nerf wars I had when I was younger are some of my favorite memories. So when I started my YouTube channel when I was about 14 or 15, wanted to be a filmmaker, and I wanted to start making YouTube videos. So I called up my buddy Jesse and I said, hey Jesse, come on over, let's shoot a video. I don't even know what it's going to be about, just come on over. So he came on over, I pulled out my camera, and we saw my Nerf gun sitting there, so we just started shooting. So my first video I ever put out was Nerf guns. I actually didn't really shoot that many other videos for like the next couple of years until I saw a Devin Supertramp video. He's actually my favorite YouTuber, and he did a real-life first-person Halo 5 video. And when I saw that, I thought, I wonder if I could do that with Nerf guns. I think that would be really popular. So I actually looked, and there was a couple other first-person Nerf gun videos that were actually doing pretty well and had a couple million views. So I went, okay, so there actually is an audience. This is actually a good idea. So I shot it that summer. Ever since then, I've been shooting first-person Nerf gun videos and other videos as well. Okay, so the next category is Nerf guns. How much did all of your Nerf guns cost? Okay, so that 360. Okay, so that was about 30, and then I got about another fund at an average of 20. I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna guess maybe for everything it came to about $1,500 to about $2,000, somewhere around there. I'm not totally sure though, I haven't been keeping track. The next question is, do you enjoy Nerf? Yes, definitely. I love shooting Nerf videos. I like having Nerf wars, especially with the Big Bad Bow and Blazing Bow. That's my favorite. And I like collecting things, and I definitely like collecting Nerf guns. What are your top 5 Nerf guns of all time? Big Bad Bow, Blazing Bow. I got the Cyclone Shock recently, and I love it. I think that is one of my new favorites. Maybe the rival Apollo and the Praxis. Favorite mega gun? Cyclone Shock, probably followed by the Thunderbow. Do you have modded guns? I do not. Favorite Nerf series? Probably the Mega. Favorite End Strike Blaster? Blazing Bow. What's your opinion on the Nerf Vulcan? It looks cool. It's awesome in videos. Not practical in any way. Opinion on Nerf Apollo. I think the rival guns are pretty awesome, that they shoot 100 feet per second, and I think they look awesome as well, and they're super easy to use, so definitely like it. Love new Nerf. Yeah, I like it. I don't have any problem with it. I think new Nerf is good. Did you use all your Nerf guns in your videos? No, I haven't used all of my guns in all of my videos, so you will definitely see more as more videos keep coming out. Zeus or Apollo? Apollo. Can I still get a blazing bow? I originally was buying them from toysrs.ca as I'm Canadian, but randomly they stopped selling them, so you can't get them anymore. However, as far as I'm aware, you can still get them from toysrs.com. So yes, you can still get them. I don't know how long they'll still be making them for though, so yes, as far as I'm aware, you can still. Least favorite Nerf blaster? Any gun that jams on me when I am in the middle of shooting a video. What is your favorite shotgun? Probably the Rough Cut. Centurion or long shot? I feel like I'm supposed to say long shot. However, I've never owned a working long shot. The one I have only shoots like 10 feet. So my Centurion works a lot better, and I think it looks better, at least compared to the older one that I have. So probably it's not the right answer, but for the long shot that I have compared to my Centurion, I would say Centurion. However, I do plan on getting one of the Zombie Strike long shots, so hopefully that one will be way better. What are your top Nerf recommendations? Definitely not a Nerf expert, so okay. For buying Nerf guns, I would say try to buy them used and buy them in bulk if you can. I also like the guns that don't jam as easy, so no clips. And for doing Nerf wars, I would buy the blasters that you can have the most amount of fun with your friends and shoot them as fast as you can and reload them as fast as you can. So find a gun that doesn't take forever to pick up all the darts. Favorite melee weapon? Probably the Vendetta swords, followed by the Vantage sword. Do you have all the Nerf guns in the world? No, I definitely don't have all the Nerf guns in the world. Nerf has been around since 1969, I believe, so there is tons and tons of different blasters in Nerf products, so I definitely do not have all of them. Do you have a Recon Mark II? Yes, and it will make it into Gun Game 3. Where do you get your Nerf guns? So half of my guns I bought used from a website called Kijiji. It's kind of like the Canadian version of Craigslist or kind of like an eBay. And the other half, I bought a few from Walmart, a couple from Toys R Us, and the rest from Amazon. How do you get so many guns, including rare guns, and can you show us? So again, I buy most of my guns from a website called Kijiji, just like a classified website. If you can find a similar website such as Kijiji or Craigslist, usually just search Nerf guns or Nerf lot or Nerf bundle and try to find as many as I can for as cheap as I can. And then sometimes people are just selling lots of old guns in them, and you just happen to get rare guns and a lot like that. So it's kind of just by chance. But there's lots of people out there who've just gotten tired of their gun or think they've gotten too old for them, so they just sell them all at once, and that's your time to pick them all up if you can get them. Which Flywheel gun is your favorite? Probably the Demolisher 2-in-1 or the Strife. Honest opinion, do you like the Modulus? Yes. It's definitely not one of my favorite Nerf guns, but I definitely do like it. What is the wall that holds all of your Nerf guns? So this is pegboard. I'm pretty sure you can get it from pretty much any hardware store. I just got mine from Home Depot, and then I just got some wood planks on the wall, nailed them in, and then nailed the pegboard over top of it. And then I just bought a bunch of clips. Like everything, I just bought them from Amazon, and they just fit right in there, and then you can just store everything on top of it. Do you have any Boomco or Buzzbee, and if so, do you like them? I don't have Buzzbee. I do have 2 Boomco blasters, and they work alright, so yeah. Favorite disc shooter? Probably the Praxis. Most expensive Nerf gun? That would have to be the Rhino Fire. I got it from Toys R Us, and by the time I was done with taxes and everything, it came to almost 150 bucks. What would you recommend to buy with only $35? I would probably say try to get a Blazing Bow if you can, or try to get 2 blasters that you can have a Nerf war with your buddies with. Maybe a Strong Arm or a Cyclone Shock. How do you get all your ammo for your guns? Well, when I buy my guns used, they usually come with a bunch of ammo, and then every single gun you buy comes with ammo as well. And since you have so many, I have a big box with all of them. I probably don't have enough darts to fill all of my guns, but you never use them all at once, so there's always an excess of darts either way. Okay, so the next category is going to be about the Nerf first-person shooter videos, specifically the gun game videos. So how many days did it take to shoot Gun Game 1 and 2? Gun Game 1, we shot it in an afternoon in about 3 hours, and Gun Game 2 took us almost a full day, took us about 6.5 hours in total, I believe. Yes, I do have a script and a plan. I usually write it like how many kills with all the different weapons, and then where he dies and where the main character respawns, and I usually lay it all out. However, when we actually go to shoot it, I generally don't even look at it because it's so hectic and we constantly keep changing stuff. But yes, I do have a plan. We generally don't completely stick to it though. Where do you get your gun sound effects? So YouTuber Zach King, or Final Cut King, he released a pack of free gun sound effects. So I used that. I also bought a gun sound effects pack from premiumbeat.com. I will leave the links for both of those in the description below. How do you get your camera in first person? So right now, for most of my first person videos, I use a GoPro Hero Black 4. You can use any GoPro or similar action cam. They'll all work and do the job. I use a helmet and just put my GoPro right in the front with a GoPro attachment, which will usually come with your GoPro kit. So it'll sit right on there. A lot of starter kits also come with just a basic head mount, which I would recommend, and it will do the job for you. How did you make your GoPro helmet? And can you show us a tutorial? Yes, I've already actually done that. Did it actually already in a separate video, so you can check that out if you want. What did you use to place the guns in the top right corner? The HUD and all the ammo and all the effects, and to place the guns in the top right corner was all done in Photoshop. And then my video editing program is Adobe Premiere Pro. Then you can take your Photoshop document and place it right over top of your video footage. So a mix of Photoshop and Adobe Premiere. How do you fall off things without getting hurt? I actually don't fall. I simply just drop the camera. I figure out where I was last looking when I supposedly died in the video. I set the camera up exactly where that was and then just drop it. How do you do the kill cam? So we do every shot several times, and whenever there is a death from the main character, which is usually me, I then give the camera or the helmet to the person who supposedly killed me, and then we just redo the shot. What was the background music in Gun Game 2 from 57 seconds to 4 minutes? I don't know off the top of my head. However, there will be a link for that music in the description below if you want to check it out. Okay, so the next category is how-to, editing, and equipment. So how do you edit your gun game videos so good? Hours upon hours upon hours of my time making sure everything is as perfect as I possibly can make it without going crazy. What do you use to edit? I already said this, but Adobe Premiere Pro CC, as well as Photoshop. And then for effects, sometimes I use After Effects. And then sometimes for my audio, I use Adobe Audition as well. How do you make and edit your videos with good quality, and how are they so epic? Let's say for the main thing, if you want a video to be good quality and you want to make it epic, I would say make sure your footage is stable. So either use something like a tripod or a stabilizer. Also, audio is huge, so make sure you get good music and sync your footage up to your audio. What camera and stabilizers do you use, and where can I get them? So I already said I use the GoPro 4. I also, for my DSLRs, I use a Canon Rebel T3i, and I use a Canon 5D Mark II. For my stabilizers, I just use like a regular tripod, and I also use a GlideCam HD 2000. For a stabilizer for the first person, I also use a Feiyutech wearable gimbal as well. Again, I pretty much get all of those things off of Amazon. How did you do the lightsaber effects? The lightsaber effects were all done in a program called Adobe After Effects. I had to draw the lightsaber out frame by frame. It was my first time doing anything like that. It took me probably about 15 hours for about the 15 seconds of footage. So it was very tedious and very time consuming. If you want to figure it out, I actually just followed another tutorial video on YouTube, so I will have a link to that tutorial in the description as well. What is the process for the making of a Nerf battle video? I think in simplest terms, to shoot any video, including a Nerf battle video, you need to plan what you're going to do and get everything ready for it. Then you actually need to shoot it, and then also a large part of it is spend time editing it. How do I film a Nerf war? Well, first I would recommend getting a friend or family member, getting a camera. Doesn't matter what kind of camera, just get whatever you have and just start shooting. The first Nerf battle video I ever did, I just was hanging out with my friend. We got my camera, set it up on a tripod, and we just started shooting. So how do you film a Nerf war? You just start doing it. Again, I would plan it, then I would shoot it, and then spend time editing. Any advice for new channels and how to get out there? So first thing I would recommend for doing a YouTube channel would be have fun and be positive while making your videos, and people will see that when they watch it. Happiness and laughter is contagious. Also, make sure you love what you do and love the type of videos that you make. If you want your stuff to go out there and to be successful, it's gonna take time to grow an audience. And be creative and be unique. You can't just be copying what other people are doing. No matter what, you're gonna have people who are gonna be trolls and leave mean comments. You're just gonna need to keep going and be happy with what you do. Okay, so the next category is gonna be the Elite Nerf series or Elite Nerf movies that I did. How long does it take to do your movies? The Elite Nerf Force, I think we shot it over 4 days, and the Elite Nerf Strike, we shot it over about a week and a half. The Elite Nerf Force edit probably took me about 150 hours, and the Elite Nerf Strike probably took me about 200 to 250. So it does take a long time. And that doesn't even include all the planning beforehand with getting all the Nerf guns and calling everyone and texting everyone and getting them all involved. So yeah, it takes a lot of work and a lot of time for sure. Where did you get all the kids for your one movie? The Elite Nerf Force were all my friends, and all the kids at the end were kids from my church. For the Elite Nerf Strike, all the kids at the end were actually all my cousins. How did you assemble the Elite Nerf Strike? Well, Mitch was in the Elite Nerf Force, so I asked him if he wanted to be in the second one. Mitch is my cousin. And then my cousin Peyton said she wanted to be in a video, and I thought she would do really well in it, so I said she could be in it as well. Then I got both Aiden and Ryan, who are the other kids, from Facebook, and Keegan, who was the bad guy who played Blaze. I also got him through someone on Facebook as well. So just through friends, family, and through Facebook. Have you ever gotten in trouble for using a Nerf blaster in public? I haven't shot that many Nerf videos in public. The most I've done would just be at like a park. There was barely anyone there. So no, I haven't gotten in trouble yet. Maybe someday though. Who knows? Is everyone in your video family or just people you recruit? Yeah, so a lot of them are family, a lot of them are friends, and then some of them are I just recruit from like Facebook or whatnot. I planned to branch out from that, but I'm not totally sure yet, so we'll see what happens. How many people do you have to have on a video? So far and in the past, it's pretty much just been myself and whoever you see on screen. I usually do all the work myself, including the audio and the camera work, so basically just whoever you see in the video. And if you don't see me, then it'd be me behind the camera. I plan on branching out from that though. I definitely want to grow a team and get people involved in all the different areas of filmmaking, but we'll see where it goes. Where do you film? A lot of times I just film at friends or family's homes or my own house. Okay, so the next category is about myself. How old are you? I am 22. How do you come up with the ideas for your videos? I usually get my ideas from a combination of lots of things that I like or watch, whether it be video games that I play or other YouTubers or other movies that I see. I usually just take a bunch of things that I like and combine them together. For example, I like playing Call of Duty, specifically the game type gun game, and then I like Nerf guns, so I thought, hey, why don't I combine them together? And then I like Star Wars and superheroes. I try to just combine everything together and make it work. League of Legends or Dota? I have not played either of those. I know they are good games, and I probably should have, but I have never played them. How many siblings do you have? I have 2 younger sisters. Both of them have actually made it into my videos, Kaylee and Taylor. Do 50 push-ups now. That's not really a question, but whew! That was mean. Who is your favorite YouTuber? That would have to be Devin Supertramp. What is your favorite movie/video that you have made? I would probably have to say Nerf Gun Game 2. That's the one I'm most proud of so far. Do you have a girlfriend? Not at the moment. Do you have a PS4? No, but I do have a PS3. How much has your life changed since making Nerf videos? Well, I've been making Nerf videos for a long time. However, my biggest change in making Nerf Gun videos was probably when Nerf Gun Game 1 came out. It started doing really well, and a couple months after that, I was able to do it full time. And since I've been doing this full time, it has definitely changed my life. How did you get interested in film? I've always loved movies. I've always loved watching videos. I would say I've been interested in film ever since I saw Star Wars when I was a little kid, and then it also extremely piqued my interest later when I saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy. How much fun is it to make your videos? It can be a lot of fun. A lot of times we laugh and we're running around and shooting each other, so it definitely is a blast. We do have a good time. However, there are many times when it is not fun. They can be a lot of work. A lot of times there's lots of problems. I would say one of our most common problems is that the Nerf guns jam quite a lot, and that is extremely difficult when we're shooting. As well, to coordinate several people at once to make a scene happen can be quite difficult, and sometimes that is not always the most fun. But in general, yeah, we do have a good time when we're making the videos. What is your favorite film/video and why? Two of my all-time favorite movies, other than Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, would have to be Christopher Nolan's Inception and Interstellar. Those are definitely two of my favorite movies. Why? That would be because I think Christopher Nolan is an amazing director. I also feel in both those films, the ending just brings everything together and they just have an epic final and conclusion, and I really like that when that happens in a movie. Do you play Destiny? Yes, I play Destiny on my PS3. Do you play GTA 5? I have GTA 5, but I've barely played it. Do you play Fallout 4? I don't, but again, I've heard it's a great game. What is your favorite series? If we're talking about TV shows, my all-time favorite TV show would be How I Met Your Mother. If we're talking about web series, I would probably say Video Game High School by Rocket Jump. Do you like Vanos Gaming? Yes, I love Vanos Gaming. I actually didn't discover him until about 3 months ago. I was never one to watch gaming videos online. However, one day I came across his channel and was wondering why this guy had 50 million subscribers. So I watched one of his best of videos, and about 10 minutes into the video, I was completely hooked, and I sat down and probably watched about an hour of his videos that day. Do you actually play Call of Duty/gun game on your free time? Yes, I love Call of Duty. I play a lot of Black Ops 3, and gun game is definitely my favorite game type. A while ago, I would get 3 of my buddies over and we would play all night. We usually would play zombies for a couple hours, and then we would switch to gun game, and we would play that for several hours as well. What is your favorite Call of Duty game? That would have to be Black Ops 2 by far. Do you have an Xbox One? Yes. Do you have a job? Yes, I actually do YouTube full-time right now, and before that, I worked at Starbucks part-time for almost 3 years. What was your favorite movie in 2015? It would definitely have to be Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Where do you live? I live in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. If Nerf was never invented, what would you be doing? I think I would be doing similar videos with either Airsoft or Paintball or Halo or Call of Duty or a combination of any of those. Will you come to India? I actually have been to India. I was there a couple years ago for about a week or two. However, I don't plan on being there anytime soon. Can you speak Spanish? I can speak a little bit of Spanish. I've been to South America 3 or 4 times, and I took Spanish throughout all of high school, but I have a long way to go. I have a lot more to learn. What is your favorite Jedi? That would have to be Rey. Daisy Ridley knocked it out of the park in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and she definitely became my new favorite Jedi. How tall are you? I am 6'3". Do you play soccer? I just play with my friends maybe here and there in the summer. What is your favorite sport/game? My favorite sport would have to be paintball, and my favorite video game of all time would have to be Halo 2. What is your favorite Black Ops 3 gun? That would have to be the Razorback, and I usually throw an FMJ, Fast Mags, and Quick Draw in there. Do you like watermelon? Sure. What is your Xbox Gamertag? Stratosphere with 2 3s. Are you a Christian? Born and raised, but I gave my life to Christ when I was 8 years old, and have been a Christian all my life. Do you like llamas? Sure. What are you inspired by? That's a pretty big question. I'm inspired by lots of things. Definitely by other YouTubers, movies I've seen, friends and family members, and I'll definitely have to say a lot of my fans as well. Do you know Nerf Boy Productions? I am subscribed to his channel. If it means do you know him personally? No, I've never met him. Hardest video to make? That would have to be Nerf Gun Game 2. Definitely spent the most amount of time, energy, and money on that video so far. However, my hardest video I plan to make this year is probably the Nerf Zombies video. What do you do in your free time that's not Nerf? Work out, hang out with friends, play video games, watch Netflix, plan or edit my next video. Okay, this is an interesting one. Would you rather propose in front of your girlfriend, in front of your family members, or in a really fancy country on a microphone so everyone around you can hear. Okay? If I was going to propose to my girlfriend, I would want to do it in front of the least amount of people, so I guess I would say my family rather than a large group of people. This is not a question, but you are the best child-friendly Nerf YouTuber because the rest swear and it's so hard to find a appropriate Nerf YouTuber and keep up the good work. That's not a question, but I like this comment because I just want to mention that this channel will always be child and family friendly, and I do really appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Do you like Dude Perfect? Yes, they're one of my favorite YouTubers. Do you play Minecraft? I think the most I've ever played Minecraft is maybe like 30 seconds on my cousin's iPad, but I definitely should try it out. Do you like Star Wars? Definitely. Taco or Kadaba? Taco. Do you play Counter-Strike, Global Offense, or CSGO? I have it for Steam, but I bet I've only played like an hour or two of it. However, I do know that is a great game, and as well, I should probably play more of it. What is your favorite Nerf YouTube channel? I would have to say Dude Perfect. I know they're not strictly a Nerf channel by any means, but they are sponsored by Nerf, and they do have several Nerf videos. Do you like Doctor Who? If so, who's your favorite Doctor and your favorite bad guy? Please put this in your Q&A video. You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. However, I have never watched a single episode of Doctor Who, so sorry, I don't know the answer to that question. Do you like bananas? Yes. What is the meaning of life, Aaron? Whew, that's a hard one, just putting it all on me right there. I would have to say love God, love yourself, and love other people. Okay, so here's a couple airsoft and paintball questions. Do you have airsoft guns? I borrowed a couple from a friend to shoot the elite Nerf force, and I still have them, so technically, yes, I do. Do you have paintball guns? Yes, I've been playing paintball since I was 11 and probably owned my first gun when I was 11 or 12. I've had an invert mini for the last like 7 or 8 years, and I still use it because it works well. And between me and my dad, though, we probably have about 10 or 11 guns. Nerf or Airsoft? I have never actually played a game of Airsoft like in the woods or anything like that. I would say Nerf is much more practical and has a much bigger fan base. So when you're making videos and for practicality, if you just want to shoot at your house or have a Nerf war, I would say Nerf is a lot easier. However, they are both totally awesome, and I definitely, in the future, would like to play Airsoft and make some Airsoft videos. Okay, next category is future plans. Are you going to do other videos apart from Nerf? At the moment, I don't have anything planned, but I definitely wouldn't have a problem with doing other videos as long as they were still similar to the content that I was creating. Are you going to make another Nerf series? I definitely plan on it. My original goal when doing Elite Nerf Strike was to make a second one. I'm not totally sure if I'm going to do it at the moment, but I do plan on making another series or another movie in the future. Hopefully I will do it this year. I can't make any promises, but if I can do it, I will. Will you ever do reviews on Nerf guns? There's lots of review channels out there, and it's not something I am passionate about, so probably not. Are you going to do zombies or other game types? Yes, as I said, I'm definitely going to do zombies this year. And I do plan on doing every other game type on my Nerf Ops menu if you check out Nerf Gun Game 2. And I also plan on doing Team Deathmatch and Star Wars and a couple of the other game types on that list as well. Can you do a movie? Well, I guess I technically did 2 movies, but yes, they were short films. I could definitely see myself in the future doing a full-length movie. However, that would be a ton of work, and I have no idea if I will ever do it or it will be on this channel, but who knows? If I could, I would. Can you do trick shot videos with Nerf? I have thought about it. I have nothing planned at the moment, but maybe. What are your future plans? I love being a YouTuber, and it's been my dream for a long while, so I plan on doing that for several years. But my dream job is always to be a filmmaker, of being either a director or producer. So hopefully me making these films and being a YouTuber can somehow go in that direction. Can you make a Star Wars Nerf series? I am planning on doing a Star Wars first-person video. I don't plan on doing a full series, but you will always see Star Wars references in lots of my videos because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. When will you do an Arsenal video? I actually already did that, so that's in a separate video. You can check that out if you want. Dream job. I'm doing it right now, being a YouTuber, and then followed by being a director. Can you do COD or Halo gameplay? I have thought about it, but I would want it to be unique compared to the regular gaming videos that are out there. So I gotta figure out how I could do that. So maybe. Will the Gun Game 3 be with the strong arm? Yes, there will be the strong arm in Gun Game 3. What will the characters be in Gun Game 3? I haven't even figured that out myself yet, so sorry, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Can you post videos more frequently? My best videos take a long time to make. I would rather make less high quality videos compared to more lower quality videos. So sadly at the moment I only post once a week. However, if I can, I will post more. What is the chance of me being in one of your videos? Not that bad actually. I am thinking of different ways for people to submit footage of themselves to make like a compilation video in like a series or something like that. I've also thought of doing a video for like a massive Nerf war where I invite all of my followers, all of my friends and family to like a certain location and we shoot a big video. If I do that, I'll definitely invite all my followers, so maybe someday I'll do that. You should play One in the Chamber. I actually already did that video, you can check that out. Can you do a full-on Nerf team deathmatch? Yes, and I have several really cool ideas for that video, and I cannot wait to shoot it. My goal is to do that this summer as well. Last category is for the fans. Can you mod a Nerf gun and I buy it from you, or you sign a Nerf gun that I send to you? I don't know how easy it would be for you to send it to me to sign it and send it back to you with all the shipping and costs and everything, but maybe. Will you ever sell your guns? I'm sure maybe someday I will. At the moment, I don't have any plans to sell any of my guns right now. Would you sell Elite Nerf Force posters? I'm not going to sell the posters of the images for the Elite Nerf Force or Elite Nerf Strike, but if you guys do want those images, you can get them from my website, just at aaronesser.com. You can download them, and they'll be in high quality, so you can make a poster for yourself if you want. I have no problem with that whatsoever. You guys have my permission to do whatever you want with those posters, as long as you don't sell them yourself. Where can I give you fan art? I would love for you guys to send me fan art. I think that would be so cool. If you guys want to send me fan art, I have the address to do that in the description of the video. And last question is, do you like your fans? Yes, I absolutely love my fans. You guys are amazing. I love reading your comments and knowing that you like what I'm doing. So I really appreciate that. I wish I could meet all of you guys, and thank you for allowing me to do what I love to do. You guys are awesome. So do you like your fans? Yes, 100%. You guys are awesome. Over 600 comments, about a total of 130 different questions. I hope you guys made it this far in the video. If you did, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it answered your questions. I appreciate your support, and I will see you guys next time.